Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today, July 13th, 2026. The top crypto news is as follows. But before we get into our episode, a huge hello to each and every one of you. And we will go to the largest bank in Russia, which is getting more involved in crypto. We are talking about Sberbank, the largest bank in Russia by assets, which is planning to integrate a cryptocurrency wallet and a digital asset depository into its mobile applications. It is worth noting that this bank controls approximately 1/3 of all banking assets in Russia and manages the most extensive branch network, as it itself states. Most importantly, this bank is majority owned by the Russian government, dear audience, and of course, the Russian government, together with the Central Bank of Russia, has issued positive regulations toward crypto and is naturally pushing the Russian market to embrace it. So it is of course expected that any state-owned entity would participate. Continuing from Russia, the time has come to talk about Mr. Michael Saylor and Mr. Adam, both of whom do not support Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 110 at all. This proposal was introduced in December of 2025 to stop ordinals and other arbitrary data from spamming the Bitcoin network and to preserve Bitcoin's primary use as a peer-to-peer cash system. Essentially, this would eliminate the space within a Bitcoin block used to store data, which is what allows ordinals to exist. Now, while both are strong critics of ordinals, Mr. Saylor and Mr. Adam fear that such an upgrade, which significantly affects Bitcoin, could do more harm than good to the network's credibility. They stated that there are 110 things more dangerous to Bitcoin than spam. On the topic of ordinals, a few years ago, when ordinals were generating a lot of transactions, and miners were earning a great deal of money from gas fees, there was no chance they would be abolished. During this period, when there is not much activity around them, we will see if anything changes. Moving on, we will look at electricity consumption and a Cambridge study specifically about Ethereum to see how much energy it uses and how well it has performed following its upgrade. A new study from Cambridge places Ethereum near the lower end of energy intensity among major proof-of-stake blockchains. Although the network still uses more electricity in total than most proof-of-stake networks studied, Ethereum consumes approximately 7.87 gigawatt-hours of electricity annually. When adjusted for market value, the network uses approximately 33 kilowatts per 1,000 million of market value, the second lowest figure among the proof-of-stake networks assessed behind BNB chain. Solana used the most electricity, approximately 13.48 gigawatt-hours annually. Its energy intensity was approximately 283 kilowatts per 1 million of market value, the second lowest figure among the proof-of-stake networks assessed behind BNB chain, roughly 8.5 times greater than that of Ethereum. This is because Solana's validator machines are more powerful and therefore require more electricity, to put it as simply as possible. It is worth noting that this reduction in Ethereum's energy consumption reached 99.96% since it transitioned from a proof-of-work model to proof-of-stake. To give you a clearer picture, Ethereum's energy consumption, as we mentioned, is 7.87 gigawatt-hours per year, which in size is like a golf ball next to the Ethereum proof-of-work model that consumed 21.4 terabytes when Ethereum operated under that model, which in size is like the Statue of Liberty. That is much smaller compared to the skyscraper of Khalifa, which represents the 171 terabytes that Bitcoin requires every year to operate. So as we can see, Ethereum has performed exceptionally well and consumes very little electricity. Proof-of-stake blockchain models in general do not waste much electricity, and this is a very good narrative, meaning you can say that a lot of work is being done without wasting a lot of power. This is especially important for institutional investors who want to invest in things that no one will accuse them of using to destroy the planet. Moving forward, we will look at Zcash, which has made a gain of 14% on the weekly chart, and we recently learned it entered the Forbes list. Zcash has gained 1,190% in 1 year and earned a spot on Forbes' top 10 list of the best coins to buy. And of course, I have this list for you, which is what you can see on your screens. The 10 best coins to buy according to Forbes. First is Bitcoin, then Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, Tron, Hyperliquid, Rain, Leo, and Zcash. I have some questions about a few coins on this list, such as Leo. If we look at its chart, its price has been performing very well and remains stable even during market downturns. The only thing I find strange about this coin being on such a list is that its 24-hour trading volume is only $346,000, which is very low and even dangerously low, as the price can very easily be manipulated. As you can understand, this also shows that there is not much usage of this coin, which is why it surprised me to see it on such a list. Moving on to our beloved crypto market, we will see that Bitcoin is standing at $62,000, with the price holding at our support level for now. The price dropped from $64,000 to $62,000 because, as you know from the Crypto News broadcast over the weekend, there were many developments regarding the Strait of Hormuz. Developments that were not reflected in the market because markets were closed. Now, I can tell you that on Monday, when futures contracts and all markets opened, everything is in the red for now, except for oil, which of course is up 5% and continues to rise, as analysts say. All of this stems from what happened over the weekend, with the conflicts between the United States and Iran continuing in full force. It is worth mentioning that this week we also have other macro data, such as the CPI, which we will see tomorrow, and the PPI, which we will see the day after tomorrow on the 15th of the month. These are two very important figures that will lock in the Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates. We will see whether this month we remain steady or whether there will be an interest rate increase, as there are good odds of that happening. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, July 13th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.